Have you ever seen Minecraft players such as Clownpierce dominate in Minecraft SMPs and wanted to be like them? Well, I'm going through my best PvP tips and tricks. This guide is aimed at people who already know the basics of PvP and could use with a few more tips. I'll be covering lots of things in this guide, and let's start the video now. There are a lot of things that you need to bring into battle, so I am going to cover everything that you can bring. You should have max netherite armor and tools, with the enchantments I'm showing on screen right now. Here are the items you should have on your hotbar, and I will go through how to use them all in this video. You should bring plenty of potions into battle, and I will go through how to use them all in the next section. Finally, here are the rest of the things you should bring into battle. You should also have backups of your supplies in your ender chest so you can restock mid-fight. You should always bring strength 2, speed 1, and fire resistance potions into battle, but there are other potions you can bring such as Turtle Master, Poison, and Invis. If you throw the potion above your head you get more of the effect, but you can easily be hit away and waste your potions, so usually it is better to do that pre-fight rather than in the middle of the fight. If you need to pot in the middle of the fight, then it is best to crouch and throw them at your feet, making it harder to hit you away. Cobwebs are one of the most useful items in PvP. By placing one down, you can make your opponent stuck in it, whilst you crit them out. When you start attacking your opponent, you should start with a sprint hit and then continue by critting. This is because you can't crit while sprinting unless your first hit is a sprint hit. When healing, your saturation decides how much natural regeneration you get. If you have more saturation, you can heal more health. If you don't know what saturation is, it is essentially an invisible food bar that increases by eating food. A useful mod that lets you see your saturation is apple skin. Usually, you need to eat 2 to 3 golden apples to be at maximum saturation. However, if you constantly do this in a fight, you will waste a lot of golden apples. That is where suspicious stew comes in handy. By eating one suspicious stew, which is very cheap, you can bring your saturation up to the maximum, saving lots of resource. You do have to craft them mid-fight though, as they aren't stackable. Cobwebs are not only useful when attacking your opponent, but also when defending yourself. If you are low on health, you can spam 3 cobwebs and trap yourself in the middle of them so your opponent can't hit you and then curl away, saving yourself from almost dying. Also, if you want to disable your opponent's shield but you just are not quick enough, then you should change your hotkeys to be able to switch to your axe easier. I'll put my keybinds and hotbar on screen now so you can get an idea of good keybinds, but do what works best for you. Finally, if the SMP you are playing on is still in the early game and not many people have golden apples yet, you should carry plenty of suspicious stew supplies. However, if your SMP is in the late game, you should carry the stacks of golden apples and no suspicious stews. Finally, I will do 2 example fights, one in an early game kit and the other in a more late game kit, and will show all the strategies I use. I start by throwing my potions above my head to get the best I can out of them. I then eat multiple golden apples to get more saturation. I put my opponent in cobwebs to get a few crits on them. I felt I was losing the encounter, so I pearl out. I use water to escape the cobwebs. I use my axe to break their shield. I knew they were low, so I finished them off with some axe crits. I now use the friend or foe kit for the early game kit because it involves suspicious stews. I start as usual by potting up. I then eat a suspicious stew for saturation. I I put them in cobwebs to get easy hits on them. If he kept hitting me, I could have died, so I curled out and placed cobwebs. I always craft my suspicious stews after each encounter. I get them trapped in cobwebs and get the kill on them. If you enjoyed this video, go watch one of the videos on screen or check out my channel.